Anin and welcome to making blueberry jam. So before we begin, or before you add the jam, we're going to wash and rinse the jar beforehand. And then for your biscuits, you're just going to follow the cooking directions on the package. Welcome to making blueberry jam. So our ingredients are going to be 2 heaping cups of frozen blueberries, half a cup of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And now for some kitchen equipment, we're going to need a medium pot, enough to just hold our 2 cups. I'm just going to use a wooden spoon to be stirring, and then we're going to need this masher for when we're ready to mush up our berries. And then it's not necessary, but if you have one of these food thermometers, it might help you out. So to begin, we're gonna turn our burner to a medium heat, and then we're gonna add in our frozen blueberries into the pot. Then we're just gonna add our sugar. And then our 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And I'm going to take my spoon and just begin mixing all of these ingredients together. We're going to make sure we get the blueberries nice and coated with the lemon juice and the sugar, so that everything's evened out and evenly distributed. And as we keep stirring, we're going to notice more of the blueberry juice coming out. And then once the heat goes, we're going to notice more of these bubbles. That means our blueberry jam is going to begin to boil. And it looks really cool to see all the sugar turn into liquid. Like so. And so now we're going to give this mixture a stir and make sure everything is nice and mixed up. And then we're going to let it continue to come to a boil. And once I started seeing bubbles, I gave it another stir. And now we're going to let this boil for about 10 minutes. 10 to 12 minutes. And we will keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't boil over. And once we're about 5 to 6 minutes into boiling, we're going to give it a mash with our masher and begin gently pressing the blueberries to mush them up. And we don't have to do this too much. It's going to be just enough so you get all the blueberries nice and squished. And really, it would be based on your preference, depending on if you want a thicker jam with more chunkier bits, or you want a more thinner jam with a more spreadable texture. And once we're nearing the time to be done, we are going to get the thermometer out, get it all set up so we don't burn ourselves. And then we're going to place it into the jam so we can get the temperature. It's going to be 220 degrees Fahrenheit or 104 degrees Celsius. And then around 10 to 12 minutes, or once your jam has reached its temperature, we're going to turn off the heat and we're going to let it set. Just enough for it to cool off a little. And we have our jam. Now it's been sitting for a few minutes and it's already starting to set. So I'm going to bring out my spoon and begin to gently shimmy it into our jar, which has been washed and rinsed. And I made quite a bit of jam, so this little jar didn't quite hold all of it, but I used the leftover jam to use for some taste testing. And now this jam is ready to be served right away with your biscuits or your toast, however you like to eat jam. And now that it's in the jar, we're not gonna close it right away. There's still some heat escaping, so we wanna make sure we leave some room for that. So I'm gonna place it gently on top so it's not airtight. And there you have it, your own blueberry jam. Ta-da! So this jam isn't like regular jam, and you want to eat it within 1 to 2 weeks so that it doesn't spoil or go bad. I hope you all enjoy this recipe and enjoy making it. Thank you for joining me, my friends. Bon appétit!